Okay, in this video, we're going to talk about why I mostly use Amazon Web Services for doing labs and things like that and learning. So let's take it in a few steps. Cloud providers, why use cloud, and then why Amazon is a cloud provider. So cloud computing is great because you can pay for only what you use. So if you're not using it, you're not paying for it. Now, the problem with that is if you're really, really big, you might be able to do some things, some very unique things. Amazon's so big that they might enable you to do that, but you might be doing things, if it's your secret sauce or whatever they call it for your business, that might be a little harder. But probably not. AWS is so mature now. You can do a lot of crazy stuff in there. In fact, for the most part, people complain about how much is in there. Anyway, so cloud. Using it is to really be able to grow and contract your resources and not have to worry about the fixed cost that's always there. And not having to maintain a lot of stuff. So the total cost of ownership hopefully goes down. Depending on where you're at and the cost of energy, it might go down a lot. So, for example, I live in Hawaii. Cost of energy is pretty high. California, it's pretty high. So there are a lot of reasons to choose cloud. Doing things faster, mostly doing things better because they have more experts, and doing them hopefully cheaper. So you have to do them right to do them cheaper. And there's some other things that have to come into play. So, why do I choose AWS? Well, and I pulled up a TechCrunch article that actually is using a source from the Synergy Research Group that kind of helps show why. So this goes back a couple years, and it's a couple years old. But Amazon's been around for a really, really, really long time. And they've just dominated the market. Now, Microsoft is making some headway and some of the others are limping along. But Amazon is significantly more mature than all the others. On top of that, the offerings they have for students to help students do learning, the Amazon stuff is a lot better. They understand some of the unique challenges that students have, and they have done a really good job at making it so students can learn a lot without breaking the bank. They give them a certain amount of money to use, and they help control it so that it doesn't just disappear really quick in the courses. Now, I'll tell you one of the things I keep hearing with Microsoft. So, and with AWS Cloud. So some of the problems with AWS, some of the things that people complain about with the AWS Cloud stuff for students is the reason why they're better. So they shut down computers when your lab's not in use. So that means that students can, their $100 or whatever it's going to be, and they're talking about cutting it to $50 in the learner lab. And in some places it's even only $20. But when you're not running your lab, some resources shut down. So that makes it so you can't use it for certain things. It makes it harder to use it for actually production stuff, which you shouldn't be doing. It makes it harder for people to do crypto mining, which is not okay according to the terms of service anyway on it. So with Microsoft, they don't shut it down when the lab's not in use. So students spin up a bunch of resources, they forget about them, and in a week or two, they've blown through all the money that was allowed for that student account. So that's kind of some of the things that I see. Now, there are a lot of things I would like to do with my students that I'm not quite able to do in either cloud environment well, mostly identity and access management, but the reason why you can't do that really in Amazon is because that's how they limit what you can do. And that makes sense. On the flip side, I do use that as a teaching tool for my students, because usually at a corporation, you don't have access to do everything. So there are roles and responsibilities that are split up. And IAM is one of those that has identity access management, is one that has a lot of different people that are involved, and no one person can do it all, to be able to help fight issues that arise if someone decided to go rogue. Anyway, I choose AWS because it helps do things faster, better, and sometimes cheaper. And it's good for my students. And they treat my students well. So anyway, we'll be recording some videos in the Learn Lab soon. See you in the next video.